Hello, PPW Nation, and welcome back to another exciting night of Prairie Pro Wrestling action. I am Bobby Munson, and I'm joined by the man with the angelic voice. He is Papa Smokes. Sir, how the hell are you doing?
Very pleased to be here tonight, Munson, for another exciting night of PPW Wrestling. And look who we've got here.
We've got Mr. Bucky McGraw heading down to ringside. He's going to be involved in our opening match of the evening. It should be a real cracker here, Papa Smokes. Bucky McGraw has been doing quite well since joining the PPW roster. As we see up there on the screen, it was 2 wins so far, only 1 loss that Bucky has suffered. He is on quite the streak, especially since coming out here and re-educating the fans at ringside.
Absolutely, Munson. Since Bucky McGraw has been on his path to re-enlightenment, it seems like he's been completely unbeatable, unstoppable in Prairie Pro Wrestling. And I have to ask, will this path lead him straight to the PPW title?
He could be one of the favorites looking at the roster of what we've got. Yes, and you know what? Everybody joined us for the first 4 matches of our Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship tournament. These will be the next 4, and we hope that you'll join us 1 week from today in Saskatoon for Prairie Pro Wrestling Presents Part 5, A New Beginning. But now, down to ringside with Bucky McGraw.
Still, you don't. No one follows my path. Even with all the empirical evidence I show you. Even when I show that the consequences of turning from my truth, they can be unseemly consequences. But alas, for all the lessons I've delivered to you, where you have heard and not listened, the seeds of re-education have taken root in one man. And I would like to introduce that man to you right now. Send him out.
Well, it would appear here, Papa Smokes, that somebody has decided to shake the hand of Mr. Bucky McGraw. He is re-educated, re-enlightened, and revigorated. It is Merle Graves joining Bucky McGraw here.
Well, a bit of a surprise here, but Bucky McGraw perhaps trying to build a little stable here, bringing Merle Graves into the fold.
Prairie Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. All of this will be brought
The re-education might be working for Mr. Merle Graves, but one person it's not going to work on is Bucky McGraw's opponent here tonight. It is the Danger Zone. It is Mitch Clarke. Man, it looks like Bucky could be in some serious trouble with his first opponent in the PPW Championship Tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, Munson. He's got his hands full with Mitch Clarke, the MMA practitioner, the UFC veteran, now turned professional wrestler. This guy will stretch you in a number of different ways.
It looks like the re-education of Mr. Merle Graves there at ringside has had him looking very debonair, so something definitely working on the side of Merle Graves here tonight. We're about to get this one-on-one match started. I want to go ahead and ask you, the PPW Nation that are tuning in here today, to click the subscribe button down below. Turn on the notification bell so you can know anytime we release live wrestling action right here on our YouTube channel. And thank you, as always, for supporting your local independent wrestling. Now, back to the action with Bucky McGraw and Mitch Clarke facing off here. This is the 5th match in our championship tournament. Papa Smokes, the first 4 matches were off the hook. Some amazing moments there and some great upsets as well, too. Could we see any major upsets here tonight as we continue on in the tournament?
Well, as we've seen, that it doesn't always go our way the way we would think somebody's going to win. There's been all kinds of upsets in this tournament already, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's one tonight.
As you see already, Mitch Clarke off to a great start. Bucky looking to extend his hand, wanting Mitch Clarke to basically cave in and give it up right here tonight. But it ain't going to happen from the Danger Zone as we go to a wrist lock now from Bucky McGraw. Mitch Clarke looking to reverse that one. Wrist lock of his own. And sweeps the legs, taking Bucky McGraw down and drops the leg over top. Goes for the cover. 1 and just a 1 count. Bucky out quick.
You know, Munson, I like this matchup because we got 2 good wrestlers in the ring. Mitch Clarke, as we mentioned, with that MMA experience, all kinds of jiu-jitsu grappling to his name, but Bucky McGraw, an expert in professional wrestling style. And I'm going to look forward to seeing a lot of holds, a lot of counters, reversals in this match. We're already seeing some of this good action between 2 good grapplers.
As you just saw there, too, a nice judo throw by Mitch Clarke, something that he's very familiar with within his training in the MMA world. And again, using that to work Bucky McGraw down, hooks that leg. 2 count this time, but still not enough to keep Bucky down for the 3. It is going to be a long journey for whoever does get crowned the PPW champion here, Papa Smokes. But as we said, again, we had 4 great competitors go through already. We've got this match in store for you tonight. We've also got great action tonight. Our main event is going to feature Mike McSugar and Cannonball Kelly. Looking forward to that main event blockbuster here on PPW.
Huge match to main event this episode. 2 extremely experienced Saskatchewan competitors. I can't wait for this one.
As you see, Mitch Clarke has got Bucky McGraw kind of in a headlock chokehold there, but they get to the ropes. Referee looking to break it up, and Bucky throwing in a forearm across the chest of Mitch Clarke. Mitch there, belly-to-belly suplex, takes Bucky down to the ground, hooks that leg. 1, 2, and just the 2 count. Bucky McGraw getting back out of that one. And the very intelligent Bucky McGraw rolling to the outside, taking a little bit of breather, taking advantage of the 10 count of the outside there, and maybe looking for a little bit of support from his man on the outside, Merle Graves.
That's just it. That's the X factor on the outside, is Merle Graves with that book. He can be dangerous out there. Mitch Clarke better have eyes on the back of his head during this match.
Bucky looking to just avoid the hit from Mitch Clarke there, but Mitch Clarke saw it coming. He turns this into an armbar, looking to stretch him, but no, Bucky getting to those ropes. And there is the advantage of having someone down at ringside. Merle Graves getting in there, now distracting the referee and getting Mitch Clarke off his game at the same time. Mitch's head now over at Merle Graves, and look at that. Bucky picks up on it right into the ring post, and Bucky McGraw now in control of this matchup.
And Mitch Clarke in a bad way. He probably hit that steel ring post on the outside there, and he could be injured badly for this. Bucky McGraw looking to take advantage of this situation.
Bucky pulling him back in and now throwing the fist straight to the face of Mitch Clarke. And the running forearm straight in from the turnbuckles. And another one going for the double whammy. Will we hit a triple here? 3 times, and Mitch Clarke looks like he's on Dream Street at this point. And Bucky, Looks like he didn't quite get all of that one. Bucky not quite getting to where he wanted to be there. A little bit of a slip up, but you know what? He's making do with it and going for the cover. Not enough to keep Mitch Clarke down.
That's what a good wrestler does, Munson. You go for that cover whenever you get the chance to, because you can never tell if your opponent is ready to be pinned or not, but it's worth the cover just in case.
Now going to, again, bend the rules just a little bit in his favor, putting Mitch Clarke's throat against that rope. And, oh, the drop kick right to the back. Now those ropes right there, that is pure steel right there. For anybody who doesn't know, steel wire right across the throat of Mitch Clarke. That'll do damage to anybody. And Mitch Clarke is definitely feeling it right now. Bucky looking to end this one as quickly as possible. Nice headlock here that Bucky's got on Mitch Clarke, wearing him down as much as possible here. The longer this matchup goes, Papa Smokes, who do you think this favors?
I think if it goes long, it favors Mitch Clarke. I think Bucky McGraw has got to take advantage of all situations he can. He's got to use Merle Graves as a distraction at ringside, and he's got to do anything he can to prolong his path to enlightenment.
As you can see, Bucky McGraw slow and methodical in his movements, but definitely picking his spots nicely as he goes back in to pick Mitch Clarke up and driving that knee right up into the chest of Mitch, taking him straight back down. And now, irritating the fans at ringside, the PPW Nation definitely not happy with Mr. Bucky McGraw. And again, throwing those knees right up into the face now of Mitch Clarke. Actually, catching him in the side of the head as well, too. That'll knock out the oxygen, causing Mitch Clarke to have trouble keeping his senses about him, and that'll be an opportunity for that cover. Now he hooks the leg. 1, 2, and not quite enough. 2.5. Mitch Clarke fights to live another day.
And you see how methodical of a wrestler Bucky McGraw is. He had that seated rear headlock on, then he used the cravat hold with the knees to the head, and then a quick cover. Very, very smart wrestling. He's concentrating on the head and neck area of Mitch Clarke. He's going to try and weaken that for a finish later on in this match.
Mitch Clarke really needs to look for an opening here coming up. But what do we got here? Bucky throwing the forearm straight to Mitch, but it looks like Mitch is charged up. It's like the adrenaline just started pumping through this man, and he is fired up, Papa Smokes. This could be bad for Bucky McGraw as he goes. And looking to hook a bit of a pedigree there, not catching it though, and a clothesline from Mitch Clarke. He comes off the rope with a spinning forearm. And when you look at that, reversed atomic drop. And a beautiful drop kick. Now Mitch Clarke has found that opportunity. Can he cover? Hooks the leg. And 2.5, not enough.
But all the momentum with Mitch Clarke at this point. He's turned up the speed of this match and the intensity. He's looking to pick up that win against Bucky McGraw.
Hard Irish whip right into the turnbuckle as Bucky looks to take advantage again, but no, meeting the forearm, the elbow of Mitch Clarke, and now a knee to the face from Mitch. Up and over. What a great maneuver there to dodge Bucky McGraw, and now the big striking fists right to the midsection there of Bucky McGraw, and a firm kick right there as well, too.
This is exactly where Bucky McGraw does not want to be, taking martial arts strikes from Mitch Clarke and wrestling throws as well.
Look, a nice cover here from Mitch Clarke, only 2.5, but allows it to turn over and looking to grab that ankle lock. What a beautiful maneuver from Mitch Clarke. Bucky very, very smart to get to that bottom rope as quick as possible because he would have been all but done. But Merle Graves in there with a shot from behind. And again, we talked about that advantage of having somebody in your corner right there. To full advantage taken by Merle Graves with the referee's back turn.
And the referee suspicious here, but he didn't actually see the infraction.
And now Merle Graves having words with the referee down there at ringside. Did you see that, Papa Smokes? The education book was just tossed into the ring and a DDT. Bucky just DDT'd Mitch Clarke onto that book. We still to this date have not figured out what is inside of that re-education book, and that's all it takes for the 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Wow, look at that. like we said, Bucky McGraw might be able to take advantage of Earl Graves being at ringside in his corner. And look at that, the manual of re-education comes back into play in this match.
We still have not figured out why it is that book possesses so much power. It has knocked out the last 3 of Bucky McGraw's opponents at this point in time. So a big win here, a very good assist from Earl Graves as well too, paying dividends for being in the corner of Bucky McGraw here tonight. Bucky going on to round 2 of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship tournament, and as you said, could be looking to find his way all the way to the finals of this tournament. So I hope the fans got a big education, a re-education here tonight with Bucky McGraw and Mitch Clarke, a great opener here on PPW. And yes, before we get on with our next matchup here tonight, we might as well give a big shout out to our sponsors. I want to give a big shout out to our good friends at Bartari Video Games and Restaurant. I want to give a shout out to Glitch Gifts and Novelties, and also to the boys and gals over at Wendell Clark's Classic Grill and Bar. Thank you for everything you guys do to help Prairie Pro Wrestling continue to do what we do best. And speaking of which, what we do best is live wrestling action. So come down and join us Saturday, October 30th from the Saskatoon Cosmo Senior Center for live Prairie Pro Wrestling action. We will be continuing the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship tournament. So the matches you see tonight will have a factor on the next round of the tournament coming up as well too. As we get prepared now for match number 2 of the evening, this one going to be taking place between Tony Novak and Jack Pride. But which version of Jack Pride will we see here tonight? He is a man of two minds, Papa's folks, and we've seen both sides of Jack come out before.
Yeah, never sure what to expect with Jack Pride. This guy's got personalities all over the place, and I don't think he's sure which one is coming out at which time. So we'll have to wait till we see him in the ring to see what kind of match we get out of Jack Pride and Tony Novak.
And Tony, you know what? He's a great guy. I've known him personally for quite some time now. We've seen this kid develop from, an up-and-comer, getting out there, fresh face in the pro wrestling world, to what he's become here today in Prairie Pro Wrestling. And man, he's been on to a decent start here with Prairie Pro Wrestling, Pops folks. He's had some very memorable wins so far here with us, and he's gone in there and given his best every single time he's in that ring. I think Tony Novak could be a very underrated wrestler going into this tournament, and somebody that nobody should underestimate. I think he could pull off that victory here tonight. But then again, we got to worry about this guy, Jack Pride. Are we going to see Jack? Are we going to see Pride? He might not have his first victory here in a Prairie Pro Wrestling ring, but he has picked up victories all over Western Canada, everywhere he goes, and it is very possible that tonight could spell the night that Jack Pride starts picking up his victories on his way to the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, he's dangerous because it's impossible to predict what his behavior is going to be like. Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's pure evil. So we're going to have to watch as this match progresses as to what side of Jack Pride we're going to see tonight.
Now the crowd's going to go crazy because he is the ultimate underdog and everybody's favorite. He is Tony Novak. As you see there on the screen, 3 big wins, 4 losses here in Prairie Pro Wrestling. But again, don't underestimate this kid. 3 wins, that's all it takes to get to the end of this Prairie Pro Wrestling tournament. So with the streak that Tony's been on recently, it is very possible we could see this kid live out his big dream of becoming champion in professional wrestling.
And that's the thing about Tony Novak. The fans love him because he's real. He works hard all the time. He trains hard all the time, and his hard work is going to pay off at some point. The fans are behind him. They want to see this hard-working kid get some big victories in PPW.
And this match is underway. Again, we were wondering about which side of Jack we were going to see, but we're about to find out as this one starts to unfold. They're locking up in the center of the ring. Tony with a nice quick arm drag taking Jack Pride down. Jack going in again, now being dragged down once more, and 3rd time in a row. Tony taking quick control of this one, wrenching that arm back on Jack Pride.
If Tony Novak's to have success in this match, he's going to have to use his best attributes, and one of those, of course, as we know, is his speed. Extremely fast, extremely technical. He can use that speed against the bigger man, Jack Pride.
Now As you can see here already, we're seeing a more aggressive side of Jack Pride again. This is I would say, the darker half of Jack's mind that we're seeing here tonight. We've seen him come out here, smiles, friendly, looking to shake hands with everybody. But this is all business from Jack Pride at this point in time. He does not want to let this opportunity slip, as nobody would want to let this opportunity slip. Tony going for the early cover and really taking advantage here on the early ages of this matchup. Beautiful head scissors there, takes Jack Pride down. Man, Tony Novak absolutely on fire right off the start. Jack sent back into the corner there, and this crowd is getting pumped up. Tony Novak is trying to make short work of Jack Pride here tonight. Misses with the move to the corner coming off, and no, misses with the crossbody there as well too. Jack had him well scouted. And a big thunderous clothesline from Jack Pride takes Tony right down to the mat. Looking to go, I thought he was going to go for the cover, Papa Smokes, but he's going to go for a round of fists right to the face of Tony. And the referee having to pull Jack Pride right off of him.
Wow, this referee's taking no BS in this match.
That's the one thing that's wonderful about Prairie Pro Wrestling. Our referees are out there to do a job, and they do it really damn well. They know who's boss inside that ring, and the wrestlers respect them for it. There's Tony on that corner, and Jack coming across the body and taking that throat right into that rope. 1, 2, no. Tony still managing to kick out.
And the way Tony wanted to start this match, we saw him come out a million miles an hour, fast, energy, youth, speed. But now we got the veteran Jack Pride taking over, and he's just slowed this right down. He's going to do it at his pace. Bigger power moves, and at a slower pace, he's going to try and take the wind out of Tony Novak.
Both guys reversing the suplex there. Tony eventually getting the suplex. And you can see already the toll that this quick-paced match has taken on these two wrestlers. And a nice back body drop. Jack Pride sends Tony down, and look, just firmly in control now. Jack, slow, methodical, but he knows what he's doing. He is wearing Tony's energy down and making this match at the pace that he works best in. Thunderous left hook right to the face of Tony Novak, takes him back down. And boom, Tony Novak right to the ground. Jack needs to go for that cover again. The Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship could be on the line. Do not wait for your opportunity. Take it now. Get that cover. It looks like Jack Pride just wanting to do more and more damage as again he maybe goes to the well one too many times there because Tony Novak reversing and coming back at him. Pride knocks him right back down to the ring apron.
Wow, it almost seems like there's something personal from Jack Pride towards Tony Novak. It could just be that Pride's trying to make a statement in PPW here by taking out its young, popular superstar, but Pride kind of looking like he's taking this personally. He's mocking Novak, really laying a licking on him in this match, and I think he's trying to make a statement to the PPW Nation.
I think you're right on the money there, Papa Smokes, for sure. And again, it could be trying to take out the young superstar, but as we've stressed many times before, when you're talking about championship gold at the end of the day, you could turn anybody into somebody who's that hungry, that determined, and that vicious inside that squared circle. And misses with the splash to the corner, and Tony coming off the ropes with that clothesline. And again, follows up with a second clothesline. And a kick right to the midsection. And right to the side of the head as well, too. Tony back on fire, doing at the pace he wants. Taking Jack Pride down, and Tony gonna go up the leg. 1, 2. Oh, geez, Tony was close on that account.
That was really close. Pride better get his marbles together here because Novak's looking to put on an offensive show here.
Like I said before, don't underestimate Tony Novak. As seen right here, again, this kid has grown so much since the first time we ever got to call one of his matches, Papa Smokes, to today. This is a ever-growing, ever-rising wrestling star here in Saskatoon. And it's great to see the development that we've seen out of Tony Novak over the years. But that DDT might be it for Tony Novak as he put down Jack Pride with a nice cover. Oh, he had a nice smile for the camera there, but it wasn't enough to get him the victory. Tony definitely looking worse for wear in this one. It's going to take something special at this point for Tony to really turn things around, as Jack seems to have his number. Maybe Jack getting a little too arrogant there with young Tony Novak. Just about causing him wide. A nice hook of the legs. Oh, still only 2 3/4 though. I would think Jack Pride's looking a little bit frustrated at this point. What does he need to do in order to get that 3 count over young Tony Novak?
I think Pride needs to not worry about playing to the crowd or playing to Tony Novak. I know he wants to make a statement here, but the best way he can do that is by getting the 1, 2, 3 in this tournament match.
Tony up on Jack Pride's shoulders. Where do we go from here? Nowhere but down. That could be it. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, still. How is Tony finding a way? There is such determination and heart coming out of Tony Novak here tonight. The exact determination and heart that is required in order to be able to say that you were in this tournament and made it all the way to that championship matchup.
It just shows the stakes that are on the line here. Novak will not die in this match. He's kicking out at 2 3/4 a couple times here. He wants to go further in this tournament. He wants the PPW belt.
He sure does, as he reverses that one right there. And he could be looking to finish that one. He nails it. Could he hook it? 1, 2, 3, and a hard-earned victory. Tony Novak, I told you don't underestimate him, Papa Smokes. He's going straight to round 2 of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship Tournament. Good on you, kid.
Wow, and out of nowhere, too. Just when it looked like Tony Novak had nowhere to go, just when it looked like this match was over for him, he reversed that in the corner and brought Pride over and got the 1, 2, 3. What a great pinfall victory by young Tony Novak.
It sure was. Congratulations, Tony Novak, on making your way to the second round of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship. So again, we will be seeing Tony Novak this 1 week from today, Saturday, October the 30th, live in Saskatoon for the next round of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship, and I'm sure the fans on hand will be excited to see him. And before we go on to the next match, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who helps put the Prairie Pro Wrestling shows together. Everybody behind the scenes, taking tickets, cooking food, pouring the beers. Big shout out from myself and Papa Smokes for everything you do. You people are wonderful, and we couldn't do this without you. And our next matchup of the night, the third match of the night up here, is going to be a big one, Papa Smokes. This is going to be Ascino versus Zoe Sager. Two people who hold very similar records. Only one loss that each of them suffered during our original tournament that we had, that Davey O'Doyle was crowned the victor of during the Food Truck Wars days when Prairie Pro Wrestling first started out, the Lethal Lottery Tournament. That was the only loss that Zoe and or Ascino have suffered in their Prairie Pro Wrestling tenure so far. They are both sitting on very strong victories that they've both picked up. This one could be a very, very strong matchup from the two of them.
And these are two wrestlers that couldn't be more different. Zoe Sager, young, energetic, fast-moving, plays by the rules, likes to get her wins. But Ascino, the veteran, the evil Mexican devil, he likes to bend that rule book. He breaks it right in half sometimes. He'll do anything to get a victory. And as we see, here he comes to the ring right now, Ascino.
The man, the myth, the legend himself. He's been going across rings, winning championships everywhere he goes. But the one thing he'd like to do before he winds down his storied career is to be able to hold that Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship gold. Is it going to be possible, though? I mean, Zoe Sager is going to offer up very strong competition in this matchup here for him. Could Zoe upset the legendary Ascino here tonight?
I think it's entirely possible. We've seen Zoe Sager complete some incredible challenges here in Prairie Pro Wrestling. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. She's in tough against a real experienced veteran.
Yes, and as you see, again, both their win-loss records are exactly the same. 5 wins, 1 defeat only for the two of them. And this is where it comes down to this first opening round of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship. We have been some of the best against some of the best right here in the opening rounds to see just how well they do. Zoe Sager would love to be able to prove herself here in Prairie Pro Wrestling, continue on her victory streak, and go straight to the finals of this championship tournament, and maybe even be the first ever wrestler to hold the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship. But again, the evil, conniving, sinister El Asesino stands across the ring for her, and you know this guy has got every trick up his sleeve ready to go here tonight.
And you can see the mouth of El Asesino working all the time. He's a psychological warfare master. He's already trying to get inside her head. He's already got the fans riled up at ringside. This guy knows what he's doing. He's waging war against her.
As you see Zoe trying to get the crowd pumped up and on her side, while Ascino tearing each and every one of them down. And they go in a straight lockup right in the middle of the ring, and again viciously going for twisting the arm of Zoe Sager. But hey, she came scouting. El Asesino turns it around and reverses it on him. She's got him all locked up. Again, the experienced El Asesino is going to work his way through that one there, and he's returned it right back around himself. But would you look at that? Zoe with a great maneuver of her own, reversing it, and now she's got that hammerlock on El Asesino. He turns it around, reverses it on her. Good back and forth right off the hop here. He's got that side headlock on Zoe Sager as she throws a couple of shots right to the stomach of El Asesino. And now that arm drag whips her straight down. Gets her up and over on that one. And a beautiful drop kick takes Zoe down again. Now this is going to play right into the hand of El Asesino. He's going to start putting this one the way he wants it. And he's already getting under her skin. I have not seen Zoe this charged up this early in a matchup here in Prairie Pro Wrestling.
Well, did you think you were going to see this match start with some nice, friendly, sportsman-like mat grappling here? I had no idea. This is really quite interesting. I think Asesino is going to try and take Zoe to school here, and I don't think Zoe's too interested in sitting in his class.
Well, it looks like she might not be interested in sitting in his class, but she's been sitting in somebody's, because it would appear Zoe Sager has more than prepared herself for El Asesino here tonight. She has been scouting him from day one since the two of them stepped foot in a Prairie Pro Wrestling ring for this exact moment. And some very clever maneuvering here from Zoe Sager, taking the veteran El Asesino to town at the moment.
And she just performed the same trio that Asesino did on her previously. The arm drag, the hip toss, and the drop kick. This is really an interesting match. It's like a mirror of itself.
And she manages to duck those fists from El Asesino. I don't know the last time I've seen somebody get under El Asesino's skin this early in a matchup. These two really winding each other up. Oh, a little tug of the hair brings her back down. There's the old El Asesino we've grown to love over the years, Pop Smokes. Grown to love to hate, whatever you think of El Asesino. Those tricks are within that so-called gray area, as we say in pro wrestling.
Absolutely, not to mention a foot on the throat, choking along the ropes there. Referee doesn't like it, but he's got to give a little bit of leeway.
Again, I hope the referees will give a certain level of leeway in general, because I don't ever like to see matches end on, the wrong account. I mean, it was unfortunate our main event from the last set of shows that it ended with Creed getting a little bit of an interference there, causing Michael Allen to go on. Not that I don't want to see Michael Allen go on in the tournament. He very much deserves so. But again, we will never know who would have walked out the victor between Michael Allen, Richard Clarke, and Michael Richard Blaze from last week's main event. But that's here and gone, and we're back here in the ring right now as we're witnessing quite the matchup here between these two. And man, El Asesino throwing that hard elbow right to the face of Zoe Sager, taking her right down. And there we go. There's the gloating and the arrogance from El Asesino. The fans here having none of it. They won't want anything to do with this guy. But unfortunately, not only are they witnessing a legend in the ring, they're witnessing someone who's very likely going to be in the finals of this here tournament. Unless Zoe has something else to say about it. But at this point, it seems El Asesino is really taking advantage of this matchup. That Zoe showing heart and determination to kick out of that pinfall attempt there. Maybe a little frustration growing on the side of El Ascino as he didn't put Zoe away as quickly as he wanted to. Another thunderous right hand from El Ascino. Man, does he ever pack a punch.
He's got some sore knuckles there too. The referee better watch for that closed hand. Yeah, Zoe's hurt right now. That punch did her no good.
And utilizing the grabbing of the rope there, utilizing the referee's 5 count to give themselves the extra leverage there. Man, Zoe's in a world of hurt right now. I don't know what she's got to do to get back in this one. Definitely going to need the support of the PPW Nation down at ringside, and hopefully your support at home too. Get Zoe back in this thing, and hopefully she'll be able to fight her way through this as she throws some fists the way of El Ascino. Again, that's that support, that's, the drive from the PPW Nation that fires up that adrenaline when they love somebody that much. We saw it happen in the last match with Tony Novak. Again, that's what the PPW Nation needs to do if they want to see Zoe Sager manage to get through this matchup and defeat El Ascino.
And you see now that we're a few minutes into this match, that quick beginning that Zoe Sager was hoping to get is kind of fading away here because El Ascino is working her on the mat, in the corner, along the ropes, all around this ring. He's laying some hurt on Zoe Sager. You only have to look at her face to see that.
And a hard chop that seemed to go kind of like right in the chest and neck area simultaneously. That is gotta smart. Hard Irish whip right to the turnbuckle. El Ascino running in, but he takes a kick right to the face. That has really got him thrown off. He is on shaky legs here now. He goes for the splash in the corner, doesn't get it, and a German suplex from Zoe Sager. Man, El Ascino down. Cover his ass. Hooks the leg. 2.5, but she was close. She was that close, Papa Smokes.
She needed to get out of a hole there. She was getting worked all around the ring there, and now she's got El Ascino dazed. What's she got for offense here?
Managing to get that knee up and into El Ascino's face on that one. This is really throwing his game off. Crossbody takes him down. Again, she needs to capitalize on this momentum, Papa Smoke. She has managed to get herself back in this thing, and the legendary El Ascino doesn't even know where he's at right now. Beautiful head scissors takes him down, and El Ascino straight to the outside. Again, he needs to take this opportunity to recover because he has been getting his ass handed to him for the last 30, 45 seconds of this matchup. And again, she flies to the outside to take him out. This is the high energy that the fans, the PPW Nation, have come to love about Zoe Sager and what has earned her so many great victories here in Prairie Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, the momentum all with Sager at this point. From the dive to the outside, now a cover. Oh,
very close. El Ascino, not often that we say this, he needs to come up with something because he looks to be in a world of trouble right now.
Yeah, don't count out El Ascino yet. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
And that would be one of them right there as he goes for the cover. It could be over 2.5. No, not enough to take Zoe Sager out, but he is not going to fool around here, Papa Smokes. He could be looking for that frog splash, looking to end this thing right now. Are we going to see death from above coming? No, and he misses with that one. She looks to roll him up. Good God, that's a 3 count, Papa Smokes. There it was. She took advantage of the mistake by El Ascino, and Zoe Sager is your victor. Another huge victory for young Zoe.
Unbelievable. She capitalized off the mistake from Ascino. He didn't get up on that top rope fast enough, thereby missing the frog splash. Zoe quick with the roll up and managed to get that 1, 2, 3 just barely. But that's a win for Zoe Sager in PPW.
And the fans here are shocked, but also pleased at the same time. They're happy that Zoe Sager is going to be making it to the next round of the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship tournament. Could we be potentially looking at the future Prairie Pro Wrestling Champion right there as she makes her way down back to the dressing room while making friendly with all the fans down at ringside? She has become probably one of the most popular stars here in Prairie Pro Wrestling. And we're about to head to our main event of the evening here, Papa Smokes. It is going to be a blockbuster account. Mike McSugar taking on Cannonball Kelly. And while Cannonball Kelly still hasn't managed to find his first victory here in Prairie Pro Wrestling, the legendary man himself has been a champion and a victor in very many other promotions as well too. It could only be a matter of time before his winning streak starts here in Prairie Pro Wrestling, and he could be looking to do it tonight at the expense of one Mike McSugar. But don't count out Mike McSugar. He is on a hot streak here in Prairie Pro Wrestling with a very, very strong win-loss record here for us, and he too could be a very soon future champion of Prairie Pro Wrestling.
And both these guys are top stars in the Saskatchewan wrestling scene for the last many years, probably 10 to 15 years. Both guys humping the road, going to other towns, making a whole lot of dates and matches all the time. These guys are very experienced. These guys know who each other are. I'm expecting an excellent match out of this.
Yes, looking forward to it. I just want to mention too that these matches all were recorded prior to the COVID-19 shutdowns that occurred in the world. This was March of 2020 before we had to go on a hiatus. Happy to be finally coming back to that live wrestling action in exactly 1 week. It sounds to me like tickets may already be sold out though, Papa Smoke. So if you want to catch the live action or catch the action that we have in the ring that night, you may have to join us here on YouTube once that is all finally released. Unfortunately, it means that the show itself will likely be sold out. Definitely, if you want to try to find tickets, call our sponsors and find out if they got any left. But last I heard, we're looking at a sold-out show here coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, tickets moving fast. Fans, you're going to want to get those immediately. Get them sooner rather than later. Don't wait till you get to the door to get them. You got to get advanced tickets for this kind of action.
And there he is, Cannonball Kelly, all charged up and in the ring, ready to go. He's on fire and ready to take on his opponent, Mike McSugar. And as we await the arrival of Mike McSugar, who, you know, is just every single time he's gone out there, Papa Smokes, he has delivered. Only taking one loss here so far in Prairie Pro Wrestling, and that was to Zoe Sager, who we know has been on nothing but a hot streak, beating absolutely the best of the best here in the company so far.
As we await the entrance of the aforementioned Mike McSugar, get a nice look at Cannonball Kelly in the ring there. Boy, this guy's been through some wars, but he's got one coming to him tonight from the controversial individual, Mike McSugar.
And as you can see, the individual Mike McSugar all masked up there tonight. Again, he's going to have no part of the fans at ringside getting him sick moving forward. Mike McSugar, a very talented wrestler inside that ring, a very dangerous individual, and very much somebody who should be watched out for, could be on his way to Prairie Pro Wrestling Gold here soon enough. Before we get this matchup underway and get to hearing from Mike McSugar, seeing as we're all about the shout-outs, how about a shout-out to our man J.G. Muller there on the microphone inside the ring. What a job that guy does every single time here for Prairie Pro Wrestling. You know, nothing but the best from J.G. Muller.
Yeah, he's the best ring announcer in the biz.
I'm not sure if anybody understood a damn thing McSugar was saying, but what we will understand is the talking that Cannonball Kelly's doing with his fists right off the start here. He clocks Mike McSugar and that mask coming straight off. And what was in that bottle that Mike McSugar's spraying around? Was that Febreze? Because I'm not sure if Febreze was ever approved as a COVID-19 fighter by any means, Papa Smokes.
I'm not sure if Mike McSugar cares about that. He's all about the mind games and all about throwing his opponent off mentally throughout the match and before the match even starts.
Somehow I believe Cannonball Kelly has seen it all and heard it all, and I don't think the mind games of Mike McSugar are going to work quite the same on a guy like Cannonball Kelly. You can see moves that you just don't expect the big man to do, and he pulls it off there. Mike McSugar out on the outside, and definitely not liking the comments from the fans at ringside. Mike McSugar frustrated, feels like he, maybe just can't get his head into this one right now. And Cannonball Kelly comes back on the attack on the outside. Not giving Mike McSugar a moment to breathe here tonight, and that's probably the best thing for Cannonball Kelly's game. Keep bringing the fight to McSugar. It's all about taking the victory here tonight, and that's what you're going to do against somebody who is as psychologically inept as what Mike McSugar is. And, it looks like Cannonball Kelly taking down the shorts of Mike McSugar and giving him all a punch on the rear anyway. Yeah, and it looks like he might just need to clean the hand off a little bit there on the ringside cameraman. So good thing we got good old camera guys around the ringside to take that kind of stuff from the wrestlers in the ring.
And to me, McSugar doesn't want to fight Cannonball outside the ring. This is Cannonball's complete MO here. He's a brawler. He doesn't care where it is in the venue. He'll fight you in the bathroom, the parking lot, the beer area, anywhere he'll brawl with you. So I think Mike McSugar would be better off with this match in the ring. Now the guys are back in there. This suits McSugar a little bit better. But still on the defense here against a very aggressive Cannonball Kelly.
Again, just outside the ringside area here, but what's Cannonball got in store? We could be looking to plant Mike McSugar right on the hardest part of the ring. But Mike McSugar intelligently grabbing those ropes for leverage, making sure that Cannonball Kelly does not drop him. Mike McSugar fighting back now and takes an elbow straight from Cannonball Kelly as he's heading in. Oh dear. Mike McSugar quickly getting out of that mess. And a beautiful drop kick right into the gates on ringside. Jesus.
Good Lord. You scared the hell out of those fans in the front row, but you can see they're enjoying being right up close to the action.
And you can already see, look at the size of Cannonball Kelly and the thunderous kick that Mike McSugar combined. Just bent those gates extremely right back into the fan seating area. You can see a young fan at ringside there trying to desperately find a way back to his seat despite the gates being in his way at this point, Papa Smoke. And again, Mike McSugar throwing Cannonball Kelly right into those gates. Really using those to his advantage at this point. And getting back inside the ring where you mentioned this is where Mike McSugar shines. And now that he's got advantage of the matchup, it could be in his favor now.
Wow, he sent Cannonball Kelly hard to the buckle there, boys. Holding his back, you know that one hurt.
And he heard you say the word hard, and look what he's got going down here, Papa Smokes. Just for you personally. And trying to give that to Cannonball Kelly, but it's not having a Cannonball, not having any of that here tonight.
And we talked about the mind games that McSugar likes to use. Tactics of humiliation. He gets his opponents humiliated and embarrassed sometimes, and it screws around with their game plan and their mindset during the match. Mike McSugar, an expert at taking advantage of that.
Mike McSugar always looking to exploit the old school way of thinking of the average professional wrestler and stuff like that. There's still that mentality of feeling uncomfortable when somebody acts like this towards you inside the squared circle. Mike McSugar gets inside these guys' heads and breaks them down in that sense. But man, it's like when he gets in there, we saw it again, his loss to Zoe Sager happened as a result of not being able to use that psychology and head games against her. So again, when he comes across opponents that he can't psychologically get in the heads of, it is a lot more difficult for Mike McSugar to come up with a victory, but it seems to be working here against Cannonball Kelly so far.
Absolutely. Cannonball Kelly leaking a little bit of red right now too. He's taking some hard shots both in and out of the ring. I think he's got a bloody nose and maybe a cut on his forehead too. And that can be the reality of having a match with Mike McSugar. He's not nice in there. And he may like to ass around at the beginning of his matches, but once he gets in there, he's all business and he'll hurt you if he gets the chance to.
And he's making sure the fans at ringside watching closely for this unique pinfall cover. Not a very effective pinfall cover, but definitely a unique one at that. And as you can see, that color red that's coming from Cannonball Kelly's nose now all over Mike McSugar's stomach as a result. As Cannonball Kelly chops back hard, getting back into this thing off the ropes. And oh, what a thunderous clothesline from McSugar.
Tremendous shot.
And he's all kinds of fired up now. Could he be looking to pull off the victory? And again, trying to with the psychology here. The pin you wish you were in, as he calls it, but only a 2 count there.
And this makes me wonder if Mike McSugar takes too much time in between moves. I'm not going to criticize a veteran style like that, but it seems to me if he kept on Cannonball Kelly a little bit quicker, he might have had that pinfall by now. But he's got that slow, methodical style too, and it works for him. So he's going to do it that way for sure.
Just absolutely tearing at the face of Cannonball Kelly here. He's looking to take advantage again. Cannonball Kelly is showing color, and now Mike McSugar looking to exploit that and worsen the injury of Cannonball Kelly.
McSugar's not worried about referees either. He takes full advantage of his 5 count. He's not worried about the referee's admonishments or anything. He knows when he's getting close to a disqualification and he'll lighten up a little bit, but till then he's going to bend that rule book.
He sure is, but Cannonball Kelly fighting back with everything he's got here to try to pull off a victory. And, takes Mike McSugar down hard there, Papa Smoke. This could be his prompt opportunity to get back into this thing. Mike McSugar dragging himself up into the corner. Cannonball Kelly might have him right where he wants him, going for a splash, not getting it though. Mike McSugar coming in, blocking the kick from Cannonball Kelly, and a nice right hand from Mike McSugar. And, what do we got going on here? I think we've seen this a few times before, Papa Smokes. Up and over with that drop of that elbow. What a beautiful maneuver from Mike McSugar. I love watching that one. The only problem with a move like that now is he has to use that energy to try to drag the big man away from the ropes far enough to get the 2 count, and you see the exhaustion of the matchup is causing Mike McSugar not to be able to pull a big man like Cannonball Kelly center enough to get the full 3 count on. Mike McSugar really taking his time now, and again, you got to wonder, Mike McSugar would have been watching in the back, watching the previous matchup between Zoe Sager and El Ascino. He's got to think, you take too long with certain moves, you could find yourself ended up rolling up and taking a loss here tonight. Zoe Sager managed to pick up on a mistake made by El Ascino, as Cannonball Kelly doing right now to Mike McSugar.
That was a beautiful T-bone suplex, and it's changed the perspective of this match right now. Cannonball's still getting his legs about him, but here he comes.
Now Cannonball Kelly looking to hook the leg. Only 2.5 though. Cannonball Kelly not quite picking up the victory just yet. He's got to be sensing it's coming though. He knows that Mike McSugar's hurt and he wants to finish this thing off. Cannonball Kelly always looking to go for those big high-risk maneuvers. If they land, it pays off. If they miss, it could spell doom for the man. As he goes to that top ropes, and there it is again. Go to the well one too many times. Now Cannonball Kelly getting clocked by Mike McSugar, and Jesus Christ. I thought Mike McSugar was going to send Cannonball Kelly flying there, Papa Smokes.
Well, Kelly's going to get another shot at his top rope move.
He's up there, but Mike McSugar getting right back in there and dropping him back down again. This could get ugly here, Papa Smokes.
Oh boy.
I can't believe Mike McSugar is going to make an attempt at a superplex on Cannonball Kelly. But Cannonball Kelly not going to allow it to happen, and he's biting him. I'm pretty sure he's now taking advantage of that gray area. And again, McSugar going to go for this attempt.
This battle for dominance in the corner here has gone on for a good minute and a half here. Neither one taking a backward step. Kelly determined to get his move off here. Let's see if he gets it this time.
Manages with that missile drop kick from the top ropes. That big man flew, Papa Smokes, and this crowd's fired up.
That was awesome. That's also going to buy Cannonball Kelly some valuable time at this time in the match.
You can see the PPW Nation at ringside there getting Cannonball Kelly all fired up, clapping along, cheering him on. Cannonball, it's time to go. Time to put Mike McSugar to bed and book your spot in round 2 of the PPW Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship Tournament. And big clothesline there from Cannonball Kelly takes McSugar down. McSugar is seeing stars at this point. We could be looking for an elbow drop from Cannonball Kelly. I don't know, maybe just a kick to the ass instead. And boom, what a thunderous clothesline coming at Mike McSugar, taking him down. All the momentum now firmly with Cannonball Kelly as this match rages on.
Cannonball's got to keep up the intensity here, or McSugar's going to come back on him.
Oh, drops him down right there. 1, 2. No, McSugar finds it in himself to dig deep and kick out of that one. The match continues on. These two have thrown just about everything they can at each other here tonight, Papa Smokes. What is it going to take for one of these men to take full advantage and become the victor here tonight in our main event?
We got busted noses, we got broken bodies, we got sweat, we got grime. This is the great main event in this episode. I can't believe how long this match is going with some of the intensity that's gone on here. Neither man looking like they're willing to take a loss in this match. Both determined for victory.
Looks like a reversal coming from Mike McSugar. Leaps over to the top with Kelly. And coming off the top ropes and missing. Mike McSugar misses with that big move. Could that be enough for Kelly to get back in this and take full advantage? He's trying to get this crowd fired up. He's rocking, he's rolling, he's headbanging now, Papa Smokes. He's getting charged right back up into this. The adrenaline pumping through. Cannonball Kelly coming in. Good God almighty, a powerbomb from Mike McSugar. Not enough though. Wow.
Oh my God.
This is what main events are all about, Papa Smokes. This is twice in a row the Prairie Pro Wrestling is delivered on our main event promises. And we hope that we'll be able to continue to deliver on those promises going forth with live pro wrestling action.
Kelly just barely able to kick out a 2 from that sit-down powerbomb. McSugar's probably thinking right now, what do I have to do to put this guy down?
Mike McSugar talking smack, but you can tell the frustration, the look on his face tells the story right here today. He figures this should have been all said and done by now, but it is not. As this match continues, this blockbuster main event that we have going on here tonight. And what has Mike McSugar got in store heading to the ropes here? And I mean, if you got any children in the room, you might want to hope they were put to bed a little while ago or fell asleep before the main event, because you don't want them watching that. And got Mike up and turnbuckle powerbomb.
Yeah, he's got Cannonball mad now. Cannonball wants to hurt him. He's gonna hurt him. Look at that chop across the chest. Now we're battling for position in a different corner. What's gonna happen here?
Oh, man. Hurricanrana off the top rope from the big man takes McSugar down. And McSugar wisely rolls to the outside. He's had enough.
You just can't anticipate what this big guy is going to be able to do.
Oh, just like so, he comes for the suicide dive out to the outside. You can tell the wear and tear that this match has taken on both men. Cannonball Kelly not quite getting all of it, but getting just enough to take Mike McSugar down with him.
Good Lord. Now we're going to get a count out here. At least two are absolutely exhausted lying out there after that suicide dive by Cannonball Kelly.
Please, all I can say is please to the referee, make this the longest 10 count you've ever made in your life. We don't want to see a double count out here tonight.
Yeah, these guys, they know what's on the line. They're going to get back in. There won't be any count out loss here tonight, or with the PPW title on the line. Okay, both back up.
And Kelly up and over that top rope. Thunderous clothesline takes Mike McSugar down. 1, 2. No, still not quite there. What is it going to take to put this match to rest? I'm not sure if I wanted to go to rest, Papa Smokes. I want to call this one all night long. These two can quite literally fight forever as far as I'm concerned. As long as they can keep up this pace of momentum that they've been throwing at each other, this one can continue. What a great PPW main event that we have here for everybody tonight.
Kelly to his feet first. Oh, but was McSugar playing a little bit of possum on him there? Can't seem to get off what he was trying to do.
Hooks McSugar for the pile driver right in the center of the ring. That's got to be it. Kelly reaches over, throws the arm across. 1, 2, and no, 2 only. And McSugar with some sort of form of jazzing himself back up there inside the middle of the ring. I don't know if it'll work, but it's he's got to find something deep down inside of himself, because he looks like he is taking a absolute ass kicking here tonight from Cannonball Kelly. Mike McSugar on shaky legs there in the corner as Cannonball Kelly now back to his feet. A slap right across the kisser from Mike McSugar, driving his body in, and Mike McSugar up and behind. Look at that, Papa Smokes.
Wow, and while wearing ladies' pink underwear at the same time. Really impressive from Mike McSugar.
Papa Smokes, you got it all wrong. In this day and age, that's gender-neutral pink underwear for your correction.
Right.
And again, Mike McSugar playing a little bit of that possum as Kelly comes in and now taking him down again. Mike McSugar looking the aggressor.
Vicious full Nelson suplex there. That was really well done, especially on the big guy. But there's no underestimating how strong McSugar is, too. He's got a really good physique, and he knows how to use his strength against another guy in the ring.
And slapping Cannonball Kelly right across the chops there.
That might not be the best idea.
Oh, did you see that?
Wow.
There it is. I can't believe it, Pop Smokes, after everything we just witnessed, and he takes the big man up like that.
Insane strength from McSugar. Wow.
Absolutely insane. So there you have it, folks. Mike McSugar victorious there in this matchup, and he's just adding insult to injury. Just a little slap across his defeated opponent's face. What a hard-earned victory for Mike McSugar as he will continue his journey in the Prairie Pro Wrestling Championship Tournament. Great main event here tonight, wouldn't you agree?
I absolutely agree. I don't know what's going on right at this moment, but wow, an impressive spectacle from Mike McSugar in this match. He used his psychological tactics, his great experience, and his strength, as we saw, especially at the finish of this match. Wow, just a complete package, Mike McSugar, and somebody guaranteed to go far in the PPW Championship Tournament.
Yes, there you have it, folks. Mike McSugar with the victory, and you have another 4 people that have made it to the second round. We now have our next set of superstars ready for this coming Saturday. So check it out live in Saskatoon. Thanks for joining us here tonight.